back to End Times Prophecy News Update. This is Carrie, Geren, Scoggins reporting. Tonight we're discussing the IRS. Admittedly, in bed with the Freedom from Religion Foundation. Now admitting to targeting churches with government informants. Hoping to catch them violating what they seem to feel is their tax-exempt status. Remember that the 20th Amendment and the poll tax law covered such situations as those that are a protected class, and at that time covered all American citizens as well, that they cannot be taxed to practice what is a civil right. At that time, the civil right in question was the legal right for African Americans to vote. Sped up to modern times, the poll tax law covers the Christians, which are a protected class under the 1964 Civil Rights Act, their right to choose, back, and support a political candidate that best supports their views. This is a fundamental civil right inside the United States. To try to tax one for practicing said civil right, again, violates 20th Amendment and the poll tax law. The IRS has admitted to having meetings with the Freedom from Religion Foundation and atheist groups. Recently, the atheists were declared a religion. Atheism is now a religion inside the United States. This violates separation of church and state. The state cannot condemn a religion nor condone one, and they certainly cannot conspire with a particular religious group or group of a fundamental belief against another group of said belief system. The atheists conspire with the IRS against the Christians. This is a direct violation of what we know as the wall of separation of church and state, which in its original intent was to keep the state out of the church, stopping Bible censorship, and in this case, stopping illegal taxation for the church's legal right to practice the civil right of backing a political candidate that best represents their views. This is a current issue inside the church that, unfortunately, the church is ignorant to the laws that support their Christian civil rights, not even knowing they are a protected class under the 1964 Civil Rights Act, or the federal Supreme Court ruling their legal right to adhere to biblical core values. Leading me to my next statement about the IRS, now admitting to targeting Christian universities that do not support gay rights, violating the federal Supreme Court ruling, a biblical core values ruling, the 1964 Civil Rights Act giving religion protected class status under the law, their First Amendment rights, as well as other laws protecting Christian civil rights. Keep this in mind when you vote. If you vote in another Democrat, they're going to bring in liberal Christian haters siding for the Freedom from Religion Foundation and the atheists, and appoint them over government agencies such as the IRS. Ending in more of what we've already seen of the anti-Christian religious discrimination, that described by Snowden. Edward Snowden ran out of the country because he exposed discrimination against the Republicans, Tea Party, and Christian religious right by the NSA and the IRS. Lois Lerner was never actually prosecuted, even after what most saw as an admission of guilt. Now, blatantly out in the open, the IRS admits to targeting the Christian church. This is what happens when government agencies are not prosecuted for abuse of a public office. It escalates. Remember this when you vote. This has been another episode of End Times Prophecy News Update. Carrie, Geren, Scoggins. Thank you for listening.